Want to get a video message from Steve or Andy? Well, now you can through Cameo. Just click the link in the description box to get your own special message.
So where are we again exactly?
Well, we're in England, in Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire to be exact. It's the home of Stonehenge.
Stonehenge? It looks like a giant pillow fort made of rocks.
What? You're kind of right, but it's actually a 5,000-year-old monument.
Whoa. Oh yeah, Stonehenge, the birthplace of the game of games, where men become boys, where the three natural elements combine for the ultimate competition.
Wait a second, what game are you talking about?
Rock, paper, scissors. What? Now if I could only find some paper. And scissors!
Andy, rock, paper, scissors wasn't invented at Stonehenge.
Oh no! It wasn't? Then why put all those giant rocks together like that? Oh wait, I know why.
Okay, go ahead, tell us.
For a rock concert. Imagine one of those bad boys wailing on a guitar, playing Freebird.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Oh wait, that's not Freebird.
What? Well, first of all, we can't call them rocks. They're technically called trilithons, and there's only 3 of them standing today.
Probably got knocked over in a giant rock, paper, scissors battle. Huh? So, what are these triathlons?
Trilithons.
Trilithons even made of?
Well,
there are 2 types of rocks found at Stonehenge. Sarsen stones, which are sandstone blocks, and bluestone. Archaeologists believe that the Sarsen stones were hauled to the site on big wooden sledges from about 20 miles away. But the bluestones have been traced to a rock formation that's 140 miles away in Wales. It's thought that they could have been dragged on sledges to a waterway and then floated on rafts to the building site.
All right, Billy, tighten those ropes. Johnny, pull harder. And Peter, what are you doing? Everybody on the count of 3, shout your favorite cold cut and you sing along.
What?
Based on the ruins that are there today, we have a good idea of what a finished Stonehenge probably looked like, and it would have featured even more giant stones than the ones that are there today. Unfortunately, some of the stones that should be there are missing, so archaeologists can't know for sure what Stonehenge originally looked like.
Me, personally, I have my own theory on how the stones disappeared.
Those jazzercise videos are starting to pay off.
What?
Anyway, get back to the rock, paper, scissors stuff. When was that invented here again?
Andy, for the last time, Stonehenge has nothing to do with rock, paper, scissors.
Are you sure? Then maybe we should visit Paperhenge or Scissorhenge while we're at it.
Well, there's no scissor or Paperhenge. There are other Stonehenges that exist. Stonehenge has remained a legend over the years.
Oops.
But did you know there are other Stonehenges?
What?
Other monuments like Stonehenge can be found in many other places, including the Drombeg Stone Circle in Ireland and the Callanish Stones in Scotland. While we know the reasons why some of these statues were built,
This looks like the good spot to put my grandmother's hummels.
What?
the reason for Stonehenge is still a bit of a mystery, as there are no written records as to why it was created. In the past, there were many weird theories, such as Stonehenge being created by Merlin the Wizard, who magically transported the massive stones from Ireland after giants had assembled them. And this legend also suggests that King Arthur was buried here. And there are even those today who argue that Stonehenge is a spacecraft landing area for aliens.
This looks like a good spot to put my grandmother's hummels.
What?
But today, experts have narrowed down the creation of Stonehenge to a few ideas.
Number 1.
Recently, a new theory suggests that Stonehenge served as a location where people came to be healed. This idea revolves around the smaller blue stones within Stonehenge, which some think ancient civilizations thought had magical powers. Many years ago, people likely carried blue stones because they thought it healed and protected them. So when an excavation occurred at Stonehenge in 2008, many ancient skeletons were discovered that showed signs of bone deformities, meaning they were likely brought to Stonehenge to be healed.
Number 2.
Ancient human remains found at Stonehenge suggest that it was a burial site, and some believe it was a kind of spiritual home to people's ancestors.
Number 3.
Experts are almost certain that the builders strategically placed the rocks to showcase the solstices, as the sun can rise perfectly between the stones. This leads many to believe that Stonehenge may have been some type of calendar. But no matter what it was used for, we know it had to at least be very important at the time, since it must have taken so much work to create it.
Psh, amateurs. I know exactly why it was created.
Let me guess. Something to do with rock, paper, scissors, or rock concerts, or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Oh, please. What do you think I am? Some kind of rock pun machine? Spewing out rock jokes whenever I see one around?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm insulted. You know what you just hit?
What?
Rock bottom.
The name Stonehenge roughly translates to mean hanging stones, or stone gallows, since the stones look like the medieval gallows from which things were hung. And to build these objects was not easy. Large amounts of sarsen and bluestone debris has been found in the field to the north of Stonehenge, where the stones were worked into the shapes we see today.
Except for my stone, I made it look like my grandmother's hummels.
To fit the upright stones with the horizontal tops, tongue and groove joints were created. To erect a stone, people dug a large hole with a slanted side, and the back of the hole was lined with a row of wooden stakes. The stone was then moved into position and hauled upright using ropes and probably a wooden A-frame. The hole was then packed securely with rubble. That may not sound hard to you, but remember, these stones were incredibly heavy. The bluestones weighed nearly 8,000 pounds each, while the larger sarsen stones, one of which was 30 feet high, weighed nearly 49,000 pounds each. That's almost as heavy as 4 elephants. The structure was built over a 1,000-year period by a few different groups of people. Most experts agree on the theory that 3 tribes built Stonehenge at 3 separate times. The first people to work on the site were Neolithic people. Basically, this means they were people from the late Stone Age. Archaeologists named them the Windmill people after their presence in Windmill Hill, which is near Stonehenge. These people were known to build circular structures just like Stonehenge. Next were the Beaker people. These guys came much later, and their name comes from one of their ancient traditions in which they would bury beakers with their dead. It is believed that this group worshipped the sun, and that they may have aligned Stonehenge to better align with the solstice we talked about earlier. Last were the Wessex people. They arrived around 1500 BC. It's thought that these people were really skillful, and that they used their talents to create the Stonehenge we see today.
You know what? I take back my rock puns and stone jokes. Stonehenge is pretty cool.
Ugh, good. I couldn't stand to hear another rock pun. So, what monument do you want to visit next?
I'm kind of torn between the Easter Island heads and the Great Pyramids. I guess you can say I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. You know I hate to do this, but please like and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out. But you know who really helps me out? My patrons on Patreon, especially Henry Pavelko, Lillian and Davis Sozin, Tyner and Eleanor Bosch, the Gauker family, Leo Calandra, Haley and Ethan Hebert, Jason the Kid Parker, Gabriella Encarnacion, Kate and Sarah, Autumn McBottom and Beeg Sauce, Rory, Charlie Lawrence, Miera and Mrs. Logrande's second grade class, Violet S. and Mercury, Brandon Favaza and Mommy, Anders and Elin, Marley and Lennon Kimsey, Max C, Ronan X and Raiden Z, Tobin and Nina, Ella loves chicken parmesan, the Ravard boys, Renko, Kosya, and Yarrow, Ronan D., Sam Barlett, Aiden Swift, Matthew and James Mondiello, Brenton and Cosette, Rebecca Beanie, Greg Matlock, Michael and Papa Siberio, Hannah, Maya, and Zoe, Evan Lee, Mary Margaret M., John Douglas Kraft, Elijah Robert, Mrs. Brown's first grade, Alma and Blaine W., Gabe, Izzy, and Einstein Callan, Mika, Jordan, and Maya, Amelia and Alan Mills, Leif, Lake, and Ember Anderson Miller, Dean Scandalakis, Reese, Jacob Paduzzi Thorpe, Ollie and Cami, Johnny Ziegler, Gavin Meidel, Xander and Lucinda, Lila and Fiona Negretti, Christopher F., Vera, Heidi, and Max, Asa Paul, Gavin Huggan, Simon, Natalie, and Liam McNulty, The Peterson Pack, Thomas Hall, aka Tom the Bomb, Evan Gray, Creative Devin and Zach T, Lennon McCutney, Jones, Page, Avalon, and Cash, Nadia and Hannah, Oliver from Ottawa, Harry, Carter, Levi, and Fletcher, Wesley C., Leah and Gavin Clark, Leo Sanchez and Mom, Vivi and Jojo Roche, Emma Kennedy, Jameson and Nolan, Jack and Easton Hess, Lily, Annabelle, Thomas, and Everett, Kai Kim, Cosette, Domino, and Butters the Chipmunk, GC, Sam and Eddie from London, Ada S., Grant and Ara Brown, Asher S., Harrison Eastwood, Adeline Fitzgerald, Jordan Montgomery, Zeno the Shark, Jaspersaurus Rex, Luke, Henry Q, and Stacy Q, Aiton Judah, Lizzie, Dean, and Trevor, Ethan and Axel, Asher Evans, Avery L., Gavin and Ian Eshte, Timmy C., Nakia Swift, Team Clark Hubbard, Connor Lecoq and family, Toothless and Light Fury, Marshall G., James Berg, Pfeiffer III, Elliot Ulysses Coyne, Riker Y., Callum G., Amador Baggerly, Cora Ayer and Jovi Douthin, Kuchan 115, Connor and Emma B., Santi Barajas, Stephen McPhee, Edward, Mr. Fast, and Mr. Red, Ainsley and Braden and Yardley, Hannah Y., Bennett E., aka Pooh Bear, Harper, Lily, and Thatcher McCoy, Jordana and Aaron, Charles and Olivia, the McHugh brothers, Rebecca and Sarah F. from Pennsylvania, Marlo Reynolds and Henry the Leprechaun King, Mia Ladybug and Ian Ant, Gavin Watt and his cool dad, Caden Coslin, Arthur Watson, Oshie, Robin Hill, Noah Chin, Isley and Jude Siegel, Luke and Lily Hurlitz, Nora Close, Mabel and Graham, Rowan Scheibels, Ian Parker, and Braylon Callis. Do you want to get your name in a video too? Well, visit patreon.com/Mr. DeMaio. If you sign up, you can get your name in a video. You can see my videos early and more. Check the description box for a link. Also, I've hidden a secret coupon code in this video. Try to find it. It's white and has a hashtag symbol before it. If you do, you can use it to get money off on cool stuff from my Teespring store like this, or like this. Check the description box for a link. And if you didn't know, I have a bunch of quizzes and worksheets that go along with all of my videos, even this one. You can check them out in my Teachers Pay Teacher store. Check the description box for a link. Now let's do some fan art. I got this one from Isis in Chicago. She drew the whole gang, me, everybody else. Very good, Isis, thank you. And I got this one of Andy from Joey and James in Connecticut. They really nailed this sweatshirt, loving it. You know, this cool one of pretty much everybody from a fan in Huntington Beach, California. They didn't put their name, but still pretty cool. Another big family photo from Lincoln in Wisconsin. Very good, Lincoln. And last, but certainly not least, is this one by Clara. It's of Steve and the Mosasaurus. This is really good, Clara. I'm impressed. You could send your fan mail and fan art to Mr. DeMaio, P.O. Box 58, KEYPORT, New Jersey, 07735. I can't respond to every single letter, but I do look at and read everything, so feel free to send it my way.